Hi, I'm Carol from Move On Counselling. Today I wanted to talk to you about post-traumatic stress. Now, you may or may not know the symptoms of post-traumatic stress. There's plenty to read about that, but basically, the common things are flashbacks, nightmares, being triggered, so that you get these feelings that just take over your body, um, and they can be really quite intense and very debilitating. You may have smells or certain things that just come along and just find completely triggered, and it is extremely debilitating, very distressing, not only for the person, but for the family living with it. It can destroy families, so it can be very, very difficult. But I just wanted to show you my way of describing how this sits in the unconscious. So when we go through something that's distressing, our body, our mind remembers this, like it was, like it was yesterday. So if it might have been a few years before, but your body remembers it as if it's actually happening now. So your unconscious doesn't know the difference between the future, the past, and the present. So that's why when you think of something, maybe you imagine something of the future, that your body responds to it, and you may have a stress response, or you may laugh or be happy. It might be a good thought, and that can bring up these emotions. But you know that if you worry about something in the future, you get this feeling of dread, feeling sick and worried, and that's your imagination thinking about something in the future, and your body responding as if it's happening now. So obviously, if something is happening now, your body's going to be responding. But also, if it's happened in the past, your unconscious is not going to realise that that event is over. So we can actually get stuck in an old distressing memory, and that happens because our amygdala is this fight or flight centre, and those memories are sort of alive and well in those parts of your brain that are triggering these thoughts and memories. So when you remember it, because your unconscious doesn't know about the past, the present, or the future. It just thinks everything's happening now. So you're really experiencing that same terrible, distressing event as if it's happening now. And this phenomenon doesn't happen just for people of war or just accidents. It can be many things. It can be having a life changing diagnosis, or being in hospital, or after having childbirth, and it's been a very distressing experience. So there's lots of ways that post-traumatic stress can show up. And it is a form of anxiety. So I just want to show you my very strange iceberg. So this is the conscious, and this is the unconscious. Now, when something distressing happens, it gets stuck in your nervous system, in your body, as a way of trying to keep yourself safe. And, it can be like a stuck record. It feels like it's happening now. So maybe that was a difficult relationship, or love a lost one. Um, it could be anything. It could be a car accident. But we end up with these different things. And now these are distressing, but these are in the unconscious. You don't always know what these are until you really dig deep and, oh, I remember that. And there's that feeling. Often when we have lots of these traumatic events happening, and trauma for everybody's different. I see trauma as something that where um, you've you're still not really fully recovered. So if you went through an experience and then you're still having emotional distress about it years later, then that is a trauma, regardless of what it was. Even if it was just being laughed at school or something, where it wasn't overly, or when you look at it back and you think, well, why does that still bother me? Because it's such a small event. But the humiliation at the time sort of really stuck in you. And when you think about it, you have an emotional response to it. Well, that's one of these loops playing over here. It's happening now. It's happening now. Now, if we have a really distressing experience where we think that we might die, then that can actually be more up here. As you can see, it's in the unconscious, but because it's such a big life-threatening event, it's actually popped up into the conscious mind as well. So not only does it feel like it's happening now, like these others, but it's actually, you're getting visions, flashbacks, nightmares, sense and visions and images that are popping into the conscious mind. That means that you're going to experience on a much higher level. But what we want to do is actually to restore the body to calm, to actually heal these old wounds, to take the emotion out of the memory so your body knows that it's over. Because at the moment, what's happening is, as I said, that it feels like it's happening now because it's in the unconscious. But if we can let the unconscious know that it's finished and it's done with, then we can actually get rid of these. So you'll remember it as an unconscious, as a, sorry, you'll remember it as an intellectual memory, but you won't remember it as an emotional memory. So it's like um, we're actually letting the body know that it's okay and you're safe, and that can really help to get rid of some of these. Now, when we get rid of these, your body can come back to calm. Yeah. So um, the more that we can help you heal from some of these old distressing events, the more that you're going to be calm. That's what our aim is. That's what I work with. So I do specialize in this type of therapy that can help your body, your unconscious mind and body return back to calm, stop being stuck in high alert, because that's what happens. For some people, it's lots of little cumulative things that have happened over the years, and there could be a pattern to that. It could be grief or loss or bullying, um, or it could be just one big event that was just life changing and then everything fell apart. But we can heal that part of us. It really is possible. Um, you know, often our body heals over time, but our emotions don't always heal sometimes because our body wants to keep us safe. So it remembers these old distressing events so that it can remind you to look out for that danger in the future. So it's a way of trying to keep you safe, but it's not very nice to live with and living in that unconscious way. So it is possible to heal. That's what I want. That's the message I really wanted you to hear from this. So I hope that's made sense for you to help you understand why this triggering and distressing symptoms of post-traumatic stress and anxiety happen to you. But if you'd like any more information, then have a look at my website, give me a call, send me a message, whatever, and we can chat. Thanks for listening.